Good morning, and welcome to a very special day. I am Amy Bressman, president of UJA-Federation of New York. I am thrilled to be here this morning live at the Hub to share with you this important moment for UJA and for New York City. Our new Queens Hub was once a lime green bowling alley, pool hall, and bar. You may have just seen some of the photos of this in the slideshow that was playing as you joined. Now it is a warm, dignified, welcoming, one-stop location where thousands of New Yorkers will come to find hope and a path upward. Today we dedicate this building and recognize all that it will make possible. The services that will happen in this building take on a sense of urgency we never could have imagined when we envisioned the Hub. The pandemic has left a shockingly large number of New Yorkers in desperate need of the very services that will be offered here. Food distribution, mental health care, financial and legal support, cash assistance, and loans. Commonpoint Queens has been ramping up its services in recent months, both to meet this increased demand and in preparation for opening the Hub. They have been serving clients remotely and will continue to do so. And starting tomorrow, they will also open these doors to begin serving clients in person, all while adhering to every CDC guideline. We are so grateful for the generous donors who made this possible through a gift to Upward New York. And we are so glad that you are here with us today for this important moment. I am pretty confident that for most of you, this is your first virtual ribbon cutting. Not quite the dedication that we had envisioned, but I hope you find meaning and inspiration from being a part of today's program. Here is a quick history about what brought us to this day and why the Hub will change people's lives.
UJA has been fighting poverty for over 100 years. It's core to who we are, it's in our DNA. And while we've helped millions of people, we know that there are still so many people who are struggling to make ends meet. Before the pandemic hit, we were looking at nearly 2 million New Yorkers living below the poverty line. Over 500,000 Jews in our community. This is unacceptable. Recognizing that these numbers were not shrinking, we at UJA knew that we needed to respond. We needed to do more. We looked back at the work that we've done. We looked forward to the vision that we had for the community. We thought boldly and creatively. That's why several years ago, we launched an initiative called Upward New York. Launching a digital food pantry system that we can deploy throughout our network to allow people to choose for themselves the food that's best for them and their families. And we decided to build 2 hubs in areas of dense poverty, one-stop social service centers to help as many people as we can with as many services as possible. Together with the architects and our partners at Commonpoint Queens, we envisioned a space that would allow people to get trained for jobs, access to food through a digital food pantry, legal services, financial counseling, mental health services, access to interest-free loans. By putting together all of these services under one roof, we know we're making it as easy as possible for people to get the help that they need. It's about hope, it's about dignity, it's about opportunity. A way upward. As this pandemic, as this crisis continues to evolve, the opening of this hub could not come at a more opportune time. Unemployment rates have skyrocketed in our city. We are looking at double the amount of people that are food insecure. The challenges facing those in poverty have only been exacerbated by this crisis. There is an incredible amount of emotional and mental stress that people deal with. And the social isolation that so many are feeling, it becomes that much harder. This hub can not only meet the challenges of this particular moment, but can meet the ongoing challenges that we know so many will continue to face. Having a hub like this will make an incredible difference in so many people's lives. And it's because of you.
Hi friends, my name is Menachem Creditor. I serve as rabbi and scholar in residence for UJA-Federation of New York, where I have been so blessed to be part of a miraculous team looking at all of us doing all of our work in unimaginably new ways. I'm so moved to see our ongoing work as demonstrated in that video and in Amy's remarks, and in the works of our hands all together to lift up all of our neighbors, all of our friends, and people who are so much more vulnerable even than they were when we began this work, when we began this vision. During Rosh Hashanah, I saw a beautiful commentary in the Machzor about why we mark creation on Rosh Hashanah and what part of creation we're actually marking. You see, the physical structure of the world that we inhabit is only one part of what we mark on Rosh Hashanah. But in fact, the day of Rosh Hashanah, according to tradition, is the day that a human being was created, which means that just like today, we are marking the physical structure. What we are actually committing ourselves to is the work that begins when the first client walks in, and when the skilled workers and the passionate volunteers and all of us are part of helping that person by giving them the hope and the support they need as they find their way upward out of poverty and crisis. We're doing this virtual ribbon cutting on Sukkot, and I was really reminded as I thought about what this represents, of the tradition of Ushbeizin and Ushbeizot, when we welcome in visitors and guests to our sukkah that during a pandemic we can still invite, which are the mystical guests of our past, heroes and heroines who have lifted up the world and our people throughout history. Well, there's a teaching in the Zohar, the classic mystical text of Jewish tradition, that makes it clear what our work means today. The text says in the Zohar that we are called to allocate food for the Ushbezin and Ushbezot, these mystical guests from the past that we bring forward into our sukkah, but we have to make sure that the food that we've allocated for them, we give to the poor. And the text itself says, for if a person sits in the shadow of faith and invites those guests and does not give their portion to the poor, they all remain distant. Which means in order for us to be close to each other and close to the world that is meant to be, some of us would say that God intends to be, we have to make sure that everything we have we share. And during this holiday of Sukkot, we take a step forward in a fragile world, saying that the vulnerability that the world experiences is an answer we are prepared to make. And so I'm deeply inspired to be part of this moment. So grateful for the work that we do, grateful for the support you show so that we can be strong in the world and help others move upward through it too. Bless you, everyone. Mazel tov. Handing off to Eric.
Thank you, Rabbi Creditor, for your inspiring words. I'm Eric Goldstein, the CEO of UJA-Federation of New York. What an important day this is, and one that, although a long time in the making, is particularly critical at this moment. 4 years ago, when we were in the planning stages of celebrating UJA's centennial anniversary in 2017, we thought extensively about our key priorities and how we might significantly amplify UJA's impact in those priority areas as we began our second century. Shockingly, even before the current pandemic, approximately 1/3 of all Jews in New York were living at or near poverty. And this area, Central Queens, was among the densest areas of Jewish poverty in New York. All told, more than 1.7 million New Yorkers of all backgrounds were living in poverty before the pandemic. UJA-Federation was founded 100 years ago by a Jewish community determined to help the massive number of Jewish immigrants who arrived on these shores with little else but dreams of a better life. A century later, our focus hasn't wavered. So as part of our centennial planning, we asked the UJA team to dream big. How could we honor our legacy of helping the most vulnerable, not simply by providing for basic needs, but by tangibly moving people from crisis to stability, enabling them to create a better life for themselves and for their families. Together, we envisioned what became known as Upward New York, a strategy that would be broad and powerful enough to fundamentally change the trajectory for tens of thousands of people throughout New York, capitalizing on the resources and expertise of UJA's network. and this strategy was being implemented before the pandemic hit. Today, this hub could not be more necessary, a critical step in helping tens of thousands of vulnerable New Yorkers, including many who are newly vulnerable as a result of the virus, get back on their feet. This morning, we take the momentous step of opening the Queens Hub, along with 4 of our incredible nonprofit partners. First, Commonpoint Queens, Central Queens Y. Commonpoint Queens has shared our vision for this hub and the Digital Choice Food Pantry from day one. They have a team of professionals who are experts in providing effective and compassionate social services, and a board of directors deeply committed to this work. Under the leadership of CEO Danielle Ellman and President Larry Gottlieb, Commonpoint Queens will operate the hub, working with clients day in and day out, ensuring that every person who walks through the doors receives the customized package of supports they need to succeed. Next, the New York Legal Assistance Group, NYLAG, under the leadership of Beth Goldman. NYLAG will be on site at the hub, providing critical financial and legal counseling. The Hebrew Free Loan Society, HFLS, under the leadership of David Rosen, will be on site providing clients access to transformative interest-free loans. And finally, Met Council. Met Council, under the leadership of CEO David Greenfield, will continue to provide food for the digital pantry, which means that a client doesn't need to go to yet another location to get the food they need to feed their families. It's a testament to these incredible partners and our overall network model that we can, at this scale, bring essential wraparound services in one centralized location. And beyond the dramatic impact the hub will have here in Queens, this hub has now also become a model for 6 satellite hubs that we're opening throughout our region next month. Housed in Jewish community centers, these new satellite hubs will combine the expertise of many UJA partners under one roof to provide coordinated, compassionate support as people struggle with the economic and emotional fallout of the pandemic. UJA, with our unparalleled network of nonprofit partners, was built for this moment. And the work of rebuilding New York will occupy all of us in the years ahead. It will be a huge task, but we know we have the right strategies, people, and now the facilities in place to help meet the challenge. I'm incredibly grateful to the leadership of our caring department, particularly past chairs Karen Friedman and Jody Schwartz, who have gotten us to where we are today, and current chair David Landau, whose expertise and heart will carry us forward. And there are many professionals who have played key roles in getting us here. But I'd be remiss if I didn't first thank Alex Roth-Kahn, who conceived the idea of these hubs. Enormous thanks to Ariella Goldfein, Carrie Newman, and Vicki Compter for their incredible dedication to this project. Finally, we wouldn't be here today without the vision and generosity of the extraordinary donors who have supported Upward New York, both the Queens Hub and the Digital Pantry. We're incredibly grateful to all of you for understanding that this initiative will change countless lives and making it a reality. So now, let's take a moment to honor these leaders by unveiling the beautiful recognition wall in the Hub's lobby. Thanks so much for joining us.
This is a moment we've been dreaming about, strategizing about, and planning for many years. My earliest days as a volunteer in the caring department involved me in our poverty work, where I learned that the only way to truly combat poverty is through holistic solutions that tackle all of the obstacles standing in the way. It took years of study, thought, and evaluation, pulling together the very best from other intervention models to arrive at the suite of services available here today. For me, this is not just a building. This is not just a hub. It is metaphorically and physically a tunnel, where on the other side lays a path to independence, self-sufficiency, and a life filled with choice. I was drawn to volunteer service at UJA more than 2 decades ago when I saw how we channel philanthropy to truly change people's lives. That's what Upward New York will do. That's what this hub will do. And as an insider, I knew immediately that this will be a defining initiative for UJA as we move thousands from crisis to stability. I felt it was an honor to step up early to support this initiative and to invite others to join me along the way. And now, look at all the names behind me on this beautiful donor wall. You've all made this dream come alive. I am in honored company as we come together to help open these doors for the thousands who will be served every year. Today is a day of gratitude for the tireless work of professionals and lay leaders who brought us to this moment. And it's a day of hope and possibility for the many clients who will see their lives changed.
I'd say the main thing I can help people with is hope, knowing you're not alone, knowing that there is a place with all of these resources.
We try to address all the different aspects of their day-to-day life before we can actually assist them with employment.
Having all of these resources together in one new hub is amazing. People won't get discouraged. They have to go here, they have to go there. You want help applying for SNAP? Right here. You need food? We'll connect you right here. You need digital literacy? It's right here. So they feel comfortable, they're at home, and they don't have to run around, because looking for a job is a job.
UJA has helped us through their programs and through Commonpoint help both me and my wife and my family land dream jobs right now.
UJA helped me to find better opportunities and better choices so I can move on in life.
UJA helped me find a job when I moved to the US.
UJA helped me obtain my goals as far as employment.
I would say Commonpoint Queens changed my family's life. Thank you more than 1,000 times.
The current resources that we're providing at the hub is unbelievable, and I honestly believe that this will be life-changing for the Queens community.
It's because of people like you've seen today that I contributed to Upward New York and why I'm so proud to be here. This work requires additional investment, and I invite all of you to join us in this life-changing work. I'd be happy to have a conversation with anyone interested in learning more. You've been hearing all about the hub, and now it's time to see it. As we take you on this short tour, keep in mind that we set out to create a client experience centered around dignity with the warmth of our community at its core. This had to be a place where clients want to spend time and a place that says, you really matter. Standing here today, I am proud to say we've done just that. Gratitude.
I'm Larry Gottlieb, Chairman of the Board of Commonpoint Queens, one of the largest social service agencies in the state of New York. I cannot begin to tell you how happy and excited I am to introduce you to this new, wonderful facility, the Hub. So let me turn it over to Danielle for you to see and visit this place.
Welcome everybody, my name is Danielle Ellman. I'm the Chief Executive Officer here at Commonpoint Queens, and I am so excited to bring you into our newly renovated amazing space here in Elmhurst, Queens, the Hub, where we plan to provide workforce training, education, and support services to help rebuild Queens. So we are standing here in the lobby, the entrance of this amazing new facility, and what I want you to take a look at and see is how dignified this space is. That's intentional, because we know that when our clients come in and they're in need of assistance, that they're much more likely to ask for help and to be proud to be here, to be proud to attend classes here if they're enveloped in a beautiful, bright, and welcoming space. I'm really excited to take you on a tour, so come on and let's take a walk. There's a lot of thought and planning that went into building a hub and thinking about how we would help New Yorkers get back on their feet. And so one of the big services that we're providing here at the Hub is vocational training. Here in the kitchen, we are actually launching what we call a social enterprise, so our own catering business. We know that New York will get back on its feet and the restaurant business will be booming again. And through that catering company, we plan to teach the skills that one needs to be able to work in New York City's restaurants. And now we're walking down the corridor. We've passed our client lounge as well as some training and conference rooms. And where I'm taking you is to the staff portion of the Hub. Our staff is able to work one-on-one with clients in private, dignified spaces, allowing for each client to share their challenges, their troubles, their story, and for each of our staff members to create an individual service strategy that helps ameliorate their situation and move everybody that we work with from crisis to stability, which is the underlying goal. While the Hub is intended to address long-term solutions for our clients, it's also here to meet the immediate need. So located in this corner is our digital pantry, where clients can come in, place orders for food, and pick them up whenever they're ready to go. The Hub contains our client lounge, classrooms, different training rooms, but here we are in the heart of the Hub, which is our seminar room. Here is where the magic will happen. We'll be training our clients in allied health professions such as EKG phlebotomy, dialysis technicians, certified nurse assistants, medical billers, as well as using trainings in the tech field such as web code and design. We know that if we want to create long-term solutions, we need to build hard skills that will take our clients and propel them to their next step forward. And so this, using technology in this beautiful space, will be where all of that work happens. And none of this would be possible without the support of UJA and the support of our family of donors who, like us, believe that there are solutions, real solutions that we can create here in this Hub. We are so grateful for your support, for your leadership, for your vision. Our doors are open. We welcome you to come in and join us. We are so excited to get the work started. Thank you so much.
I'm David Moore, Chair of the Board of UJA-Federation of New York. What a beautiful space. I get emotional imagining all of the lives that will be transformed here. Commonpoint Queens and other UJA partner agencies were already doing so much to help the most vulnerable, but we're always constrained by space, literally meeting with clients in closets. Now they have this dignified building that will support new training programs and not just placing people in jobs, but launching careers. This new gem in UJA's network will provide countless opportunities to move people upward. And I'm not the only one who knows this.
Hi, everyone. This is Senator Chuck Schumer, and it's my pleasure to join you in celebrating the opening of UJA-Federation's Queens Hub. The fact that we're getting together virtually to mark this occasion in the midst of a global pandemic just goes to show you that nothing can stop New Yorkers from honoring what's important in life. And what's more important than our neighbors coming together to support one another across religious, racial, cultural, and ethnic lines. That's what makes New York so special. The Queens Hub is the next chapter in that quintessentially New York story. And I really thank UJA-Federation, the Met Council, and Central Queens Y, and everyone else who was involved in making this special day possible.
I would like to congratulate and thank UJA and Commonpoint Queens for establishing this one-stop center here in Elmhurst. When I funded it as borough president, we weren't facing the pandemic. We were at a different time. But now, more than it was back then, it is so important that our organizations and our not-for-profits reach out to our communities and make sure that there's one area that can really service the entire family. It is a difficult time. And when organizations such as yours step up to the plate, we are all just a bit better for it. So congratulations, good luck, and thank you on behalf of the many families that you're going to serve.
This is a great opportunity for our residents to gain access to a one-stop social service center that can help with a wide variety of needs.
Whether it be putting food on the table or helping with loans or legal issues, Queens Commonpoint has always been there when they're needed, and we thank them for their help and their concern and their exemplary service.
From job resources to financial and legal counseling for our community.
They won't have to run from place to place to get their daily needs and their basic needs accomplished. UJA has been such a mainstay in our community, and I'm glad they're going to be in Elmhurst now as well. Congratulations once again.
With all this in mind, let's get to the moment we've all been waiting for and officially cut the ribbon on the Queens Hub.
It's been wonderful marking this occasion with you. We hope that soon you will be able to come and see this place in person. It's just spectacular. We look forward to sharing the stories of the many lives that will be changed here. Thank you again to all of you for making this incredible space possible.